Hi guys, this is Armand Shah, president of KITE, and welcome back to the KITE Free Python course. Today we're going to continue learning about tuples, and we're actually going to learn about a certain method in tuples that relates to dictionaries and allows us to work with dictionaries along with tuples. So the dictionaries actually has an item that we haven't gone over yet, and kind of lets us manipulate dictionaries on another level with tuples. So the item that I'm talking about, the method I'm talking about is items. So what this method does, it returns a list of tuples or a pair of tuples. So let's say we have a dictionary like this, where we have keys as the alphabet, letters in the alphabet, and some values. So if we set t equal to a list of d.items, we're actually going to get a list of each item in a tuple pair. So what the d.items is returning a tuple of the key and the value pair, and then we're making a list of that by putting each key and value pair in a list. So in order to better understand, let's say I had a dictionary, and I'm going to make one similar to that. Let's say A is the first value, and let's say 1. Let's do B is the second key, and we'll have that as 50. And then we're going to say C as a third, and we'll say 22. So if I say print dictionary.items, what we're going to get, let's actually redo that. What we're going to get is we're going to get this weird dict under items thing. We don't have to worry about that because what it's actually doing is it's returning the values. So it's kind of labeling this, and it's giving us a list, and in the list is actually is a tuple pair, and this tuple pair is each key and each value. So what this allows us to do is manipulate dictionaries as if it were a tuple. So we can use tuple methods and or functions as to manipulate dictionaries. So we're essentially converting a dictionary into a tuple. Now if I said dictionary equal, let's say I said T equals list of that dictionary.items, and it's print T, you'll see we'll actually get it without this kind of header dict.items, because again, dict.items itself is just returning values. You're not really supposed to print it, but if we put it in a list, we'll be able to print it out. For example, one thing we could do is we could sort a dictionary. So let's say we had this mismatched. I'm going to change B to over here. So we have its not in alphabetical order. Now because I have that T, which is the items, it's a tuple. I could we could say T dot sort. Now if I print T, we're gonna get a sorted version in alphabetical order, as you can see. Now another thing we could do is actually a similar thing to do is we could use for loops. So let's say I wanted to print each value in pair, one by one, side by side, vertically instead of horizontally like this. Or if I wanted to manipulate data or each dictionary key and value pair, I could actually use a for loop like this, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So we could say for key comma val in dict.items. So what this does is we actually have two iteration variables. We're allowed to have two iteration variables because this method over here returns a list, as we can see over here, a list, and in each list is a tuple pair. Remember, tuple pair. Because there's a pair, we could actually have two iteration variables, and this is something we haven't seen. So now we could, let's say we wanted to sort the value and we wanted to swap. Let's say instead of having a key and value, I wanted a value key. So I wanted to swap the dictionary. So what I would do is I would be, first I'm going to say list equals list, create a list, and then I'm sorry if you hear that. There's just thunderstorm going back in my background while I'm recording this video. But what we could do is list dot append, and then instead of saying key val, which we could do in this case, sorry, we're gonna actually put two parentheses. We're gonna say val and then comma key. Again, we're allowed to have two iteration variables which are separated through a comma because we have a pair in each iteration. So what this does is if we were to print list, we would have each item in the dictionary switched. So let's run this. And instead of having a list of tuples where we have a key value pair, we have a value key pair where we have the number first, or the value first, and then the key second. So this was a shorter type of video. We were just going over the tuples items method and the relationship between tuples and dictionaries. In the next video, we're going to go more in depth, a little bit more in depth, and kind of finalize our tuple understanding. If you have any questions on exercises or just a course in general, feel free to join our Discord where we will have an open forums to ask any questions to our certified tutors. Also, feel free to follow our Instagram account.